Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hi everybody, Kerry with Unicorn Company here, and today I'm going to talk about Empires Aflame. Okay, what is Empires Aflame? None of y'all know this, or some of you know, some of you know, I don't know. This was a supplemental that came out back in, do we have a date? 2014? Alright, so this is 2014, Empires Aflame comes out. This is a adventure geared towards the role-playing system at the time of war, which I think still is a role-playing system. Might be wrong. Empires Aflame is the what if that people ask, and they talk about, and they're like, oh yeah, this would have happened, or that would have happened, or whatever. If Alexander Kerensky had not picked up the SLDF and moved it out of the inner sphere, what would happen? And you always have people like, well, he could have done this, or he couldn't have done that, or whatever. So this goes the other route. The SLDF stays home. It just doesn't leave. It does stuff. But what do we get? What is really going on here? Well, first of all, we have a story. I'm not going to read the whole story, but I'm going to give you all a spoiler. This thing's been out for 7, 9... Oh, God. 2021 was 7 years. 8, 9 years now. I don't want anybody getting really mad at me about copyright, so I'm just going to read this little part here. Alexander Kerensky gave him a warm, almost fatherly smile in return, and it was as if that alone made everything okay. He began to move around the desk. Though tired in spirit, his manner and movements retained the strength and confidence that still inspired Aaron every day. Aaron was half turned away to lead the way when he heard the sound of shattering glass and felt the warm splash against his back, some of which sailed over his shoulder to spatter crimson across the doorframe. The unmistakable report of a high-powered rifle followed not half an instant later. Spinning around, Aaron barely managed to reach out in time to catch the falling body of a man who had been his friend, comrade, hero, and mentor for 50 years, before the sniper's second gunshot blasted through the back of his skull. That, in this universe, is the death of Alexander Kerensky. He doesn't die of a heart attack. Doesn't die out in the deep periphery commanding an SLDF that is falling apart. He's killed by a sniper. So, he's killed by a sniper. Everything changes. So, get a world guide. Let's see. So essentially, this universe, exists parallel to the normal BattleTech universe. And what this is, during Devlin Stone's whole cleanup of the inner sphere, it was, hey, I need people to go repo mechs. So your players are playing as a repo team, and you have a misjump. When you have your misjump, you end up in an alternate universe. Oh, why are they reusing that? Or that? I guess it's on the cheap. You're in an alternate universe. that looks like... Okay, oh, it's further down. So you have a bunch of scenarios, and I think you end up working with House Merrick in this. But I need to show you. There we go. Welcome to the Inner Sphere. So what happened was the SLDF stayed, set up the Terran Supremacy because reasons, and you have the other four successor states. The Free Worlds League is split between the inner and outer worlds. So basically, the closer you are to Terra, the better things are for you. Then we have the Lyran Commonwealth, pretty much unchanged, except the Rim Federation is like gobbling up a giant chunk. The Draconis Combine, which, as we can see, has much, the borders are pushed in a little bit. But if you notice here, it wraps around and there's New Avalon, which gets us to the Confederated Suns. Because, for lack of a better way to put it, the Fed Suns was getting its ass kicked. The Confederation was getting its ass kicked. So they did some Super Friend stuff, and now they are one state. So, after that, you have the Rim Collection, which is a chunk of the former Rimworld's Republic. The Outworld's Pact, as you can see, it has grown. The Outworld's Alliance has grown and renamed itself. And then the Magistry of Taurus, where the Magistry of Canopus and the Taurian Confederation merged. Now, there's timelines and stuff, and I just want to go through like some really quick part here. Let's see, Svan Amaris, De Chevalier. Here we go. 2783, Court of the Star League sealed. So De Chevalier seals the Court of the Star League. 2784, Alexander Kerensky assassinated. Aaron de Chevalier assumes command of SLDF loyalists. Operation Homecoming takes place as SLDF forces seize Terra. Free Worlds League passes Resolution 288 and repeals Rule of 75. Blake recognizes de Chevalier as protector of the Terran hegemony. First Terracom HPG circuit established. And then the SLDF seizes every system within 60 light years of Terra and tells the House Lords that they need to recognize their sovereignty, pull all forces out of their borders, and reconvene the Star League or face war. The House Lords refuse. Minoru Kurita pronounces himself First Lord for Succession War, just like before. Then Kenyon Merrick, the SLDF invaded the Draconis Combine and Free Worlds League. Jerome Blake basically tells everybody that works for them outside of the Terran hegemony's borders, come home. Now, Nicholas Kerensky still has a role to play in this. Kenyon Merrick was killed by him in 2789. But yeah, they pretty much would interdict, just like in the old universe. Just it was a little bit more manpower intensive. Jerome Blake does not die in this. What Comstar became ends up just getting handed to Konrad Toyama in 2811. Jerome Blake becomes Secretary of Intelligence. And then in 2819, the intelligence and the communications departments get combined. I mean, the best way to give access of one to the other, right? Now here's where it gets spicy. In 2820, the Terran Supremacy, they've changed their name, establishes embassies in all 4 periphery states. Remember, back when this was done, you had what was left of the Rimworld's Republic, the Outworlds Alliance, the Tauran Concordat, and the Magistracy of Canopus in 2820. And we're going to hop over to here real quick. But essentially, eventually, the Tauran Concordat merges with the merges with the Magistracy of Canopus. Outworlds Alliance they all get stronger, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's see. So here we have our factions. You have the Terran Supremacy, which is a clan dagger star with the House of the Republic of the Sphere logo emblazoned upon it. Rebranding the Terran hegemony under the name of the Terran Supremacy. House de Chevalier claims the title of First Lord as this realm's hereditary leadership, with military affairs handled by a Protector General appointed by First Lord, and as Secretary of Communications and Intelligence overseeing both the realm's HPG networks and its intelligence assets. Basically, they still maintain the biggest army, well-balanced society. It's 3095 when this takes place. So you have First Lord Ezekiel de Chevalier. Hold up. Apparently, the Captain General of the Free Worlds League lives in the Supremacy because they're in exile. And Devlin Stone is in charge of the Terran Supremacy Defense Force. So, yeah. Then we have the Confederated Sons. Interesting logo. The crossed swords in front of the Starburst. And this one, it's interesting. So, apparently Michael Hasek Davian Hans Davian married Candace Liao, and the heir apparent to who's the heir apparent to Maximilian Liao, and they invaded the Free Worlds League. Interesting. Yeah, so they invaded the Free Worlds League, but the Combine pretty much tore into the flank of the Federated Sons while they were doing their thing. The Combine, there's really not much changed. It is the Draconis Combine. Very much the Draconis Combine. It still is Draconis Combine. Omi Korita is in charge of the Order of 5 Pillars. Yeah. Oh, the ruler of the Fed Sons is Chancellor Prince David Davian Liao, son of Kai Davian Liao and a common-born citizen named Deirdre Lear. So, yeah, David Lear became the head of the Fed Sons. Angela Hasek is the Grand Marshal for the Armed Forces of the Confederated Sons, and Grand Master Linghua is her counterpart for the Warrior House Orders. Maskarova and MIIO are concurrently existing. So the Free Worlds League, once again, it's balkanized, always balkanized. Pretty much, this is a haves and have-not situation. The core worlds are industrialized. They support the Halys side of the lineage, and the outer leagues support the Merrick side. So not too much going on there. The Lyran Commonwealth is pretty much the same. Like, a lot the same. Okay, so then we get the saucy stuff here. The Magistry of Taurus. So there's like a whole thing about the merger. Same with the Outwards Pact and all that. What went on? But here's the short, the Rim commonality, or the Rim Federation. Here's the short story, a short version of this. You can still pick this up online, so I don't want to give away too much. The Terran supremacy, in order to make sure that none of the houses could gang up on them, gave weapons and equipment and money to all three of these states. They literally took a page out of Stefan Amaris's playbook and armed the periphery. I mean, it's kind of funny when you think about it, because this is a total flip from what happened originally, where before they ended up in this situation where they needed to protect themselves from the houses, they had, Stefan had been pumping arms and everything into the periphery to make sure the periphery could fight the SLDF and bog it down. In this situation, Terra is pumping money and equipment into the into the periphery, thus creating powerful periphery states that can counter the great houses. It's almost as if de Chevalier learned the lesson from the reunification wars and said, you know what, maybe if we make these people better, give them better lives, and give them all the money and the resources they need, then we will end up with strong allies who could oppose the houses if any of the houses decide to come for us. Yeah. And then we have personalities. You have First Lord Ezekiel de Chevalier, which I want to say, I can't remember which character. I think he's a Blakist in the Prime universe. And then we have Protector General Devlin Stone. Down here, Chancellor Prince David Davian Liao. Archon Catherine Steiner II. I guess that's one good thing. They did avoid the whole thing with Crazy Cat. Coordinator Hohiro Kurita II. Captain General in Exile, Ellis Merrick. I don't think this is... I don't know, it could be. I can't tell. That there's no house markings anywhere on this guy. Not on the shirt, not here. Like, a little lapel pin would have been awesome to know which one of these three people this is. Eric here is a man who's in charge of the Magistry of Taurus, which I kind of feel sad about the only matriarchal society isn't matriarchal anymore. Then you have Terran Defense Force peoples. Oh, one of them. Colonel or Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin Emery. I want to say this is Belial. And apparently, you know, Mary Durant, emissary of the Captain General. And we have the rules. So basically, here's what's going on. First of all, by the way, warships are still a thing. They never died. We never had the giant kill off of warships that happened in the first and second succession wars. Curiously, does Lyran still have any? Has 2 Tharkad class ships still. Yeah. Of course, Terran Supremacy has this massive navy, and everybody else is a little small. All right, so here's what's going on. So first of all, extinct technologies. I want to say the only thing that's gone are LAMs, the Centurion weapon system, and all robotic control systems, but not remote control drone systems. WMDs have fallen into disuse, and apparently there was a 3rd Ares convention. So, tech that never was. Basically, any clan technology without an inner sphere, analog. So, hold up. Never appeared in Empires of Moon Thing. Sloan also includes all time. Okay, so I take it back. All of the... I have that backwards. None of the clan technology shows up. Clan technology does not exist in this universe until the players introduce it. Tech that appeared anyway. Here we go. Clan technology that does not have an inner sphere analog emerged in the late 3000s. Yeah, so basically, I mean, okay, here's how I would play this. I would play the clan technology as what gives the supremacy its edge. I mean, this is made to give ideas and hooks for a campaign or give you a campaign to play through. But yeah, like... Okay, yeah, so basically there's no clan tech. It's like right here, Omni units may only choose inner sphere configurations. Mixed configurations do not exist. So as you get more and more into like the Dark Age and Ill Clan, it gets harder and harder to do. My suggestion would be that clan technology is sparse. It is rare. It is, and I would give the original 16 Omnimechs to the Terran Supremacy, and then not give them to everybody else. Basically, I don't know how to put it. Or like have the current generation of stuff, a lot of it be specifically the Terran Supremacy, and just now in this, by the 3100s, the other stuff is starting to cycle out to the various houses. Ironically, I would think that the Periphery might have a tech edge. I don't know if they reflect that in these rats, but you have rats for every faction in this game. It is so awesome. Look at all these faction rats. It's so great. You have role-playing rules, and this is basically house modules for the role-playing system at the time. Economic adjustments. Here's salary and pricing. There's a gun on a pile of blood, or a puddle of blood. Currencies, how much it is to the C-bill, which doesn't exist. Outer League and Interleague have some problems with their who recognizes what currency. The Terran dollar is pretty much what is pegged against the C-bill now at 1-to-1. So they could have put up here equivalent Terran dollar. You'd have that reference right there. You have sheets for Mary Durant and for a few other characters. You have the TSDF Marines. Yeah, it's not a... I like this supplement because, okay, so here's the thing. For years, we always heard, what happened if Kerensky never left? You know? If Kerensky never left, things would be so different. It would be so amazing. It would be awesome. No, it wouldn't. There's still war. There's still stuff blowing up everywhere. There is still an inner sphere which very much tries to kill each other all the time. There is no Clan Wolverine. Wolverines got off scot-free because they never existed to die. But yeah, if you're looking for a different setting, this could be it for you. You have 4 great houses. You have the Terran supremacy in the middle on top of that. So you're at 5 houses. The periphery is armed to the teeth. Everybody's fighting everybody. Yeah. This, for those of you who do not like the Wolf Empire or the new Star League, this essentially, everything that is Clan Wolf, if you just play with clan technology being... At this point, I would just say, forget even worrying about clan technology. Just use the current 3150, the Ill Clan era listings. Rim Federation, Magistry, and Outworlds. I would just use... Yeah. Magistry or Concordat. Outworlds would be the Raven Alliance. I would just use Raven Alliance for the Rim Federation and the Outworlds. And then, of course, the Confederated Sons. Well. That would definitely be a mix of the Davian and Confederate, Compelling Confederation thing. The Terran Supremacy would essentially have access to all the clan toys. Doesn't matter what clan you are. The clans never left. I swear to God, somewhere in here, like, if you go through this history part, like, there's Jerome Winson, Peter Davian, Joseph Davian II, Victoria Ward resigns. Leyren Matlov becomes Protector General. Yeah, all the clan people you know and love. Duncan Merrick. Leo Showers becomes Protector General of the SLDF in the TSDF in 3048. You know. Yes, 3095. I mean, I'd say, you could add 55 years to it or 56 years to it and just, I guess, clump all the clan toys into, yeah, basically in master unit list, any clan can be used for the Terran supremacy. I'd use Snow Ravens for the Outworld Pact. Because they're all being supplied by the Terran Supremacy anyway, I would just use not Snow Ravens, the Raven Alliance for all three. That way it kind of reflects that whole being supplied by the Terrans who have access to all the toys. So yeah, I mean, this is an awesome setting if you just want to, if you just want to have fun in a universe where there is nothing to step on. There's very little canon. I mean, okay, so there's a few hundred years of canon, but it's not all in depth like what we already have. You can traipse around this universe all you want. Nobody's going to stop you. It's a wonderful thing. Anyway, I've probably ranted long enough. Do I have a time on this? Oh, we're at 31 minutes. Yeah. I don't think they ever printed this, so I don't know if anywhere you can get a hard copy. I'm sure you can probably still I think this is a free product, so you can probably get it off of Drive-Thru-RPG still for free. I do want to thank my sponsor who helps make all this possible for me, though. That would be Fortress Miniatures and Games. Go check them out at fortressminiaturesandgames.com. Tell them that Carrie sent you. They have a wide variety of source books and BattleTech related materials. Also, if you want to help directly support the podcast, you can go to patreon.com/unicorn company. I have a variety of different tiers. A few of them get you early access to videos before they're released to the public. And I try to release Alpha Strike cards. There are some goodies that you can get. So go ahead and check those out. And yeah, I think that is it for this. I've rambled long enough. I hope that all of you had a very good time and enjoyed me just like spilling my brains out for you with this. Because part of me wants to like deep dive on this, make current rats and everything else. And then part of me is like, that's too much trouble. Anyway, y'all have a good day, good evening, good whatever it is where you are. This is Carrie signing off.